What's going on, guys? Blazer here, and today we're going to have the Raid Chat Legends video. So we are going to be doing a gearing of a defensive base champion. Now the last video we did a gearing of a defensive base snooker and what we needed to take into account for that. So this is going to be a little different, right? And what better champ to build than Duchess? So she is brand new. I got her as a dupe on the last 10x for the Python Fusion. I've not booked her up yet. I've got a few books on her. I'm waiting for CVC to book up the rest. I did get her masteries fully done, right? So we always want to make sure that we do the masteries before we gear. That way any of the stats that we gain are always taken into account, right? So we do go with resistance, defiant. We went with improved parry, right? Decrease the damage received by this champion by 8% when this champion is hit with a critical hit. So we went with a rejuvenation, increase the amount of healing and value of shields this champion receives. She does heal herself and she does give herself a shield, right? So, and then we went down the support tree all the way down to timely intervention. Increases this champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally hero drops below 25%, basically giving them a speed boost, right? So we did take also Spirit Haste, so when they die we can get back to our rest faster. We took Lore of Steel to help us out with the speed, and we took Cycle of Magic to try to get a faster reduction on our revives. So we have to think about what kind of content we're going to use it now, right? So I do have 2 Duchesses, which means I can now specialize each one for a particular area in the game. So my first Duchess is going to be arena based, which means this one can be more general PvE use, right? So we can use it for Hydra, we can use her for, we can still use it for arena, we can use it for dungeons, we can use it for clan boss if you really wanted to, not that you would. Unless, you know, she was one of the only champs, the only legendary you had. We can use her in Doom Tower. So we'll have a lot of general uses that we can do with her. So let's pull up the Hell Hades Optimizer. Okay. Now we've got her pulled up in the Hell Hades Optimizer. So now we got to think about what kind of build we want, right? Do we want a fast Duchess? Do we want a slow Duchess? Ordinarily for PvE, you wouldn't want a slow Duchess, right? You'd want a decently fast Duchess to try to get back to that revive. So I'm going to gear her more for Hydra build. If I gear her for Hydra, then chances are whatever build I give her, I can use in every other aspect of the game, since Hydra is the most difficult area of the game. I will not gear her for Sand Devils because I could not give a rat's tail about Sand Devil. I still farm level 7, and that's it. So I may eventually have to do a team for that, but at this point, I'm still just doing the daily quests that we get whenever we get it. So, alright, let's get into it. So we are going to go for survival, right? So we're going to want EHP, effective health pool. We want to make sure she's going to be very, very tanky for us, right? So in Hydra, I am looking for stats as HP, speed, defense, and resist. I don't care as much about the resist because I do have a resist tank for every stage, right? For Brutal, Nightmare, and Hard. And so I'm not really concerned about the buffs being stripped. So if we can get some resistance, fine. If we can't, no big deal, right? So then we go into configure, right? Are we just looking to build her and rip gear off of other champs and then have to rebuild them? Being the 50% removal cost, it's probably one of the better times to do it. I'm trying not to rip off any gear from anyone else, so I can develop my account to make it stronger, right? So we are just going to use equipped artifacts, and then we make sure that we have the Defiant, Steadfast, and Laura Steel. We don't really have anything else that's going to matter. And so now, we do not want any crit rate on her, but we want to build effective HP. So the speed I would want for Hydra is going to be around 250 to 280. That way she can be used in Nightmare, and she can be used in other areas of the game as well too, right? So we'll start off with the 280, and we don't need crit rate, we don't need crit damage, we definitely don't want those. Resistance is fine, we'll take it if it's in the build, and accuracy doesn't need it because she doesn't do any debuffs, right? Then for sets, now we got to think about what kind of sets we want. Now my other Duchess is built in a protection set for Arena, so this one I want to build in probably a bolster or regen. It's gonna be kind of tough because bolster only works for 2 turns. The regen will be more of a long-term build, and that will probably work for every content in the game. I don't know what the regen sets are going to look like because I've geared a few in regen, and I don't want to start ripping gear off of them. So we may have to go to like a triple immortal, or excuse me guys, or in a thinking about it, maybe a stone skin. I'm not sure yet, but we'll play around and see what builds we can get. So let's start with the regen. Right, we could also do a reflex too, but 1 count, and we'll leave the second part open as to what the second piece will be. We do want 1 refresh accessory, right? Minimum 1 always helps. The more you can get, the better, unless you're speed tuning her to a particular build. But she's one of those champs that even if she's speed tuned to a particular build, it's not going to matter. Now, if you were doing it with like, I'm trying to think, maybe like a buff stripper, refresh may not be that great, but your nukers, refresh would be great. I think anytime you get a refresh accessory for a nuker, go for it. So, and then we want glyphs, we're fine with, so let's go optimize. As I stated before, I like to hit the 90%, and we go from there and we see what's the best optimal build. Okay, so we've got a few builds popped out. We've got the most eye-catching one right now is probably the second one, because it's got the highest HP, so we're at 80,000, 3.4k defense. Now remember, we talked about defense last time where, depending on the fight, if you have increased defense, this needs to be taken into account, and along with your lead. So we definitely, there's kind of a cap at 4,200 defense. Then you start experiencing diminishing returns. So if you're stacking, 5,000-6,000 defense, after a certain point, it doesn't really help, right? And with a lot of Savage and a lot of the nukers being able to ignore defense, it doesn't play as much as a key role as it should. So I would say I think the second build is probably going to be my go-to. It's got a little more resist, and the speed is right where we want it to be. So let's check it out and see what we look like. So we get 1 refresh accessory, we do get the regen, we're going to have to take some pieces off of Mighty Uko, and we're taking the ring off of Magnum. So I think I can live with all that gear coming off. Let's try and see if we can get 2 pieces of refresh. Let's see if we can be a little bit greedy and see if we can get something better. Okay. So we've now lost about 300, and we've lost about 4k HP. We've lost about 25 resistance, and everything else looks to be the same. So let's see what we're looking here. So it's giving us an attack-based ring. So we don't want that, right? So we're gonna go back, and we're gonna go back into sets, take our one piece, and start up again. Alright, so we did say we were gonna go with the second build. Now actually, the third build I didn't also looks kind of good, where it's 78k HP, so it's better than the first one, a little bit less than the second one. Gives us a little more defense, 2 more resist. I really, doing it with the regen, we can also again use her in arena for 3v3 if we do more HP. Let's see what else. The bottom one, yeah, I think overall the one that I would pick is definitely the second one, so we'll go with that. So I'm going to equip this gear, and I will be right back. And so now we're back. We have our Duchess built. We are sitting at a comfortable 80k HP, 1.8k attack, 3.4k defense, 280 speed, 33 crit rate, 97 crit damage, 315 resist, and 158 accuracy. So there's definitely some room for improvement in this build, right? We can add some speed glyphs here, add some defense here. We can definitely add some speed here, a little more HP here. We can add some more HP here. We can add some more HP, resist, and defense here, so this piece will get fully glyphed out during CBC. We can definitely add some more resist and HP here. Same thing with the banner, we can give it more defense, more HP, more resist. Neck, we can give it more resist. And then ring, we can give it more HP, defense, and resist, and accuracy, sorry. So overall, solid build. Let's go see where we can test her real quick. Do we have faction? We do. We have faction wars opened. So we will take that Duchess out. We will, well, let's take her out of the team. Right, and then we'll put in Duchess number 2. That way we still use the same team. I may think that might be a problem because I don't think my Candrathon's built, but let's just try it and see if she gets smacked around a bit and if she still survives. So we're plenty fast. Yeah, I don't think my Candrathon is fully built. I don't use him as an arena nuker, so I probably should build him though. Well, we just took a smack over there from both of the martyrs, and we didn't even get phased. So let's see. Okay. Now the next wave is going to be where we see how well she does because we get the 3 box. Okay. So we didn't get really nuked that hard. I'm gonna end this one here, and then we'll go throw her in a Doom Tower stage. Let's go and try her. See, I have my con. That's not fully built. So I think we do have the. There we go. I think this one will probably be better. We'll take out 2 Hanorok. We'll leave the ninjas. We'll leave ninja and those 2. Let's go to recently used. And put in Sifi, and what the hell? We'll throw Ethos in there to help clear the waves. Oh, I don't have enough keys. Alright, well, let's try this. So let's see how long she'll live. Throw any other damage dealer in there. We'll throw a Baron in there. Yeah. This is just to see if we've already cleared it, so we don't really care, but this is just to see if she will survive the hits. So we just took a smack over there from Baron, so seems to be an okay. And she's keeping herself up healthy. the regen is definitely helping. Now we could probably have added an immortal set, but we were looking for a high speed anyway, so. Yeah, she's not really getting smacked that hard. She's not going below half health, so I'll stop it right there. So yeah, overall, I'm happy with the build. It's done its job. Why you keep going and battle? Sorry. So it's done its job. It's definitely gonna work. You know what? Let's test it out in one more place. Let's go into arena real quick. We are in gold 5, so let's see. Someone's gonna smack us. Yeah, let's go with this one. Take him out. Let's put in her. We still want to have somewhat of a win condition, and then we'll throw in our Brogni. Alright. Let's see if she's gonna survive. Okay. So that didn't really hurt us. We are going to want to shut down that Baron. We'll cleanse. Yeah. So she definitely survived. So I'm not too concerned about that. We took a smack from Baron. It did help that we had Brogni's shield, but in arena you would preferably use a shield set or a bolster set. So it definitely worked. So again, overall, I guess if I'm gonna get smacked from a Baron, I'm going to be able to survive whatever comes at me in Hydra. I'm not saying that Baron hits as hard as Hydra, but he is definitely one of the heaviest hitters in game right now for arena. So come on, let's get this out of here. Okay, bye. So yeah, I'm definitely happy. I think the build will work. I can use it in multiple areas of the game, and you know, for backup Duchess in arena, I think it'll work for me. So guys, hope you like the content. Hope it helped you understand on how to build a defensive support. Even though she is defense based, we still went higher HP over defense. Just because of how things are built in game. Again, once you get over that 4200 defense, damage mitigation wise, you start getting a diminishing return. So just remember that when you are building any sort of survivability into your champion. So again, hope that helped. If it did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If it didn't, thumbs down. Let me know why. Again, I'm not going to get hurt. I can only get better at this with your input. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.